Hello, folks. How's everyone doing today? Hello. Hello. So normal housekeeping stuff. If you're able to hit the ooh, Kimmy, you reached member level 12? I don't know what that means, but congratulations. But yeah, housekeeping rules, if not rules, but like housekeeping things. If you can hit the orange heart, that'd be great. Also, Ronnie showing how to give a gift. Thank you, Ronnie. Appreciate that. People on the side showing how to tap the hearts. That's great as well. And then folks can also share. And then Karen. Oh, thank you, Karen. And showing, yeah, what the orange heart does. It just says you join my team, or it's a daily heart me. So thank you, folks, for that. I really appreciate it. So I call this this particular one the Curious Case of Chippenham. I don't even know if that's how you say it, Chippenham. But for folks that may have seen it, hey, Minnie. For the folks, thank you, ACB. For the folks that may have seen one of my videos, I was talking about like how someone randomly messaged me. So they had, I mean, obviously it's not necessarily curious that people have thank you, Blanca, have zero following and still zero followers. There are a lot of folks that just do choose to do that. Thank you, Bailey. And so some folks were like, like in my comment section saying like, I have zero following, just do choose to do that. Thank you, Bailey. And so some folks were like, like in my comment section saying like, I have zero following. And so, but this person had asked a question, and the question was not, the basic question that the person said is, what did the person say? Something to the effect of like, I think that, what do you think about Luke's assumed girlfriend meeting him through his best friend's girlfriend because they seem very close and not through Raya, likes the rumors say. That was what they said. Thank you, Ronnie. And so I responded back. I actually don't speak on things that are Luke adjacent, but I will address your question real briefly. And I said, I have heard that is the way she was introduced to him and not through Raya. And I said, I'm no longer addressing anything else that is not Luke and Nicola specific. And then the next time I checked, the person was like, account not found. So I was like, oh, so did the person like deactivate their account, or am I just blocked? Which I don't care if I'm blocked, but I thought it was just so weird to ask that question and then be gone. Nicole said it wasn't even a good question if it was. Yeah, it was such a weird. Well, it was a strange question. It was strange because I was like, okay, what was the purpose of asking that or saying that? I wasn't quite sure. But so I was just so curious. So I looked up the @ of the person and Googled it. And there was one exact match of the @ and it said it was a musician, no name. It just said it was a musician in Chippenham, which apparently is 3 hours from Brighton and 2 and some minutes away from West London. And the great thing is, like, when you're serving like a larger community, like I'm in the US. And so I really do appreciate when people from other countries remind me that their experience is different. So somebody had responded like, 3 hours is actually quite long, like of a trip. It's not the same as it is in like the States to go 3 hours. I mean, obviously time frame is the same, but the experience of what time feels like for folks to take a 3-hour trip is actually quite it's not common or something. They would have to plan for it for a day or something like that, they said. So I thought okay, so Mamacita Flora said 3 hours is a day trip. And then NA_music said 3 hours is a lot in Spain. So that's what I'm saying. Like, people said that's a lot. And so it was like, okay, that's good for me to know. Because, Stephanie, on the other hand, is like, that's good for me to know. Because, you know, Stephanie on the other hand is like, you do, and all those different things. So I thought that was really a cool element in finding stuff out when I was trying to figure out who is this person? Why did they randomly message me? And then I was like, you know, Luke does sing really, really well. And he was part of a boy band. Like, is there somebody he knows that's a musician in Chippenham? And I heard from somebody that Chippenham is a very small, like, location or place. So it's kind of interesting. Mamacita Flora said, I'm in Utah. I drive for 3 hours, spend 2 there, and drive home for another 3 hours. Basic Witchcrafting said, yeah, they have trains and $25 flights. So yes, it's a long drive. Wow. Oh, is it freezing? Am I freezing? Am I freezing for y'alls? Hi, Debbie. Am I freezing? I'm in a new spot. Should I move? Okay, not right now. Okay. Because I was like, should I move? Because I am trying a new spot. Because it's just got better lighting than my usual spot. Okay, perfect. Okay, better now. Perfect. Yeah, so that's kind of like been the thing. So today has also been full of like the singing stuff. So I've watched Luke have has such an amazing voice. And so I've seen clips of him doing karaoke. I've seen clips of him singing with his sister. I've seen, oh, thank you, Ronnie. I've seen clips of him, or the one that I just put up that somebody sent me where it's him doing the cover of Yellow, and they put it as the background to the wedding, the Pollen wedding. So that was really cool. And then obviously Nicola being so cute with her singing. Yeah. Oh yeah. Ronnie said his voice clarity is so good. I agree. Kurt Singh says I am freezing more than usual. So should I move back? Am I just still freezing? Okay. I would say you're freezing more than usual. Okay. I'm going to move. I was just trying it because it had better lighting, but if this is the situation. Okay. Oh, freezing a lot. Freezing really bad. Okay. How about now? Is it any better? Is this better? Is this better? Okay, it's good now. Okay. Well, I guess it likes my room. I guess it likes my room better. That's good. Good to know. But yeah, then seeing the clips of like Nicola singing, I love her energy. I really do. She's definitely someone who people would love to hang out with, right? It's just fun. Just a fun person. I'm trying to think of what other things stood out from today. Oh, yeah. And then there was that fan who got a photo with Luke. And a part of me at first was like, is that really a recent photo of Luke? Because he looks younger to me in that photo. But they said it's recent. It was in a coffee shop. So I was like, okay, maybe it is just Luke. But he looked younger to me. Jennifer said, I saw a video posted 8 hours ago by someone that Nicola is going to be on live with Kelly and Mark. Oh, thank you, Blanca. Minnie said, yes, that was so cute. Stephanie, Nicola singing karaoke was amazing, LOL. Ronnie said, LOL, probably well rested. Okay, Diana said the girl said he was this morning. Amanda said he didn't have the earring either. He had a GQ. Nicole said, yeah, that is probably the coffee shop he goes to on the daily. Jennifer said, but I don't know if it's old or new and I can't find it anymore. Thank you, Kim. Well, I mean, the person, Veronica reconfirms again that the person said it was this morning. It was just like, the thing is, I think the reason it threw me off so much is it looks so vastly different than how he looked like literally days ago from GQ. And I understand, like, you know, I was like, is it because his beard has come in more? He looks a little bit more disheveled, or not disheveled, but just comfy. You know, he doesn't have to be made up. But I just felt like his face looked young, so that's why I was like, is this really recent? Because he looks like a baby face right now. Sarah said, maybe it's just me, but his eyes look sad. That could be me projecting that I'm sad. Diana said, I heard Nicola is going to have her own podcast with BBC. Oh, ooh. That would be fun. That would be fun. If only I had time to listen to everything. But, ooh, that would be fun. Veronica, he has said he has a little gray in the hair in that photo with a fan. Swoon. So, okay, well, maybe that means that it is recent. I don't know. I don't know why he seemed younger looking to me in that photo. Agape Love said he looked great. Lucky fan. Yeah, that's true. Stephanie said, I missed the pic. Where is it? And people are asking for where this is. I don't know if somebody can share that with folks. Obviously, you can't share it in the chat itself because there is... They don't allow links to be shared in the chat, so. Chrissy said, I think it was the hat, LOL. Maybe. I gotta just re-look at him. I'm like, what was it that made me feel like it was from a... Okay, so other people... Okay. Other people are saying the same thing. Minnie said, Autumn Violet has the pic. Okay. But, all right, so everybody's guessing that the reason I feel like that is because he had a hat on. Maybe that's true. And the clothes. Yeah, that means just looking regular, like everybody else. Oh, Diana reminds me he is young. He's 31. So that's young to me. I mean, that's young to me, too. 31 is young to me, too. 234456789 user said his face was puffy. That's true, too. His face was puffy a little bit. I just wasn't sure if it was like his beard or what it was. Patty was like, he's been done up by his people mostly lately. That's probably it. Maybe that's what it is. It's just my brain had to reorient myself between like the one that has like him as an actor and having to dress up for all that stuff and just him being just a regular Joe Schmo. Like living his life. Blossom said, yeah, his beard was more scruffy and he looked a little puffy. Maybe he had just woken up. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, he probably did just wake up because he's going to a coffee shop. It's morning time. Yeah, I can see that. Maybe he had been playing some video games the night before. Who knows? Oh, Marie said disheveled blasphemy. LOL. It was a poor choice of word. I meant more like cash. You know, not disheveled. That was the wrong word. It wasn't, he didn't look disheveled. Rachi said he can change his face so much. It's honestly surprising how different he looks in different pics. Actually, yeah, I agree. Even in interviews, like, I was thinking about that as I've watched interviews with him. I'm like, dang, he kind of has a chameleon aspect to him. Not chameleon, that's not the right word. But he definitely, like, he doesn't necessarily look the same in every interview. Like, something always looks slightly different with him. And I don't know how that is. Like, the one where he talked about eating creamy cakes, or there's may have been creamy cakes eaten or something like that. That one where he was smelling something and she's like, oh, that's a sexual noise. That one. Like, I was like, he looked like he had just woken up because his eyes were a little bit like tired looking, right? And he just looked different than usual. And so I was like, he really does end up looking slightly different every time I see him. YC said, what a cutie. Mary said, Nicola liked a pic posted by a Prince Eric actor. What was the picture? Sherlock8901 said he looked a bit sad, not gonna lie. Kimmy also thought he looked sad, but they said it was this morning. Yeah, so, I mean, so there's several people who have said that he looks sad, and part of me is like, is he sad, or is he, like, groggy? Like, sometimes people look sad, but they're just groggy and sleepy, and that's why they're getting coffee. But he could have been. He could have been. Daniel Lynn 893 said probably because he doesn't look grumpy. Maybe. Gronus said, y'all, the picture's all over Twitter. Just go in and search his name. Um, okay, Ronnie said it was the lighting too, kind of smoothed them out, lol. Okay. Um, okay. Ratchy said, I look sad before I get my coffee. FK, my ex, said he looked chicier. So even I thought it was an old pic. Yeah. Curtsy is guessing too much liquor on vacation. And Sherlock 8901 said he probably just woke up. That's what I'm thinking. Now, some folks do feel like it's an old picture. Chris Reed said that definitely is an old picture. It felt old to me. But if somebody's saying it's this morning, I mean, how do we not know it if it's not for sure this morning, you know? So I don't know. I mean, it's a weird thing to say is this morning if it's not this morning. Like, why would a person... Well, I mean, I guess people do stuff like that. I don't understand why, though. Katie said he might be growing his hair out for season 4 again, making him look younger. Maybe. KM Shoppy said, can we talk about the deep eye contact clip from Brazil from today? I don't even know if I've seen that. Or maybe I did and I didn't even realize it. I don't know what that means, the deep eye contact clip from Brazil from today. I don't know about that one. Maybe others do, but I don't know what that means. Veronica said, I'd love to wake up to that disheveled self anytime. Ronnie said it also because he just emotes so much. Stephanie said, just found it. He does look like he has a little gray in his hair. Shelly said Nicola can do that as well, change her face. Yeah, I mean, yeah, she can. I just feel like her face is a lot more consistent. Though, I mean, obviously, like, different makeup and different all that stuff can change things around, but, like, I don't know how to explain it with Luke, but I definitely do feel like every time I look at different photos of him, I'm like, oh, he looks slightly different. Vintage Kelsey said the original poster was on Twitter. She made it seem like it was recent. Yeah, she said this morning. So, I mean, if people are seeing grays in his hair, I mean, it probably is recent. It just, again, he does kind of morph a lot. So I think he looks younger than he typically looks, but maybe it's because of all of the elements that people said. Randy said Luke with wig and Bridgerton versus without is two different people. Yeah, for sure. Ronnie's like, his mood is always on his face. LOL. That's true. Okay, so Lauren said Nick's podcast was announced in February. History's Youngest Heroes is what it's going to be called. Veronica said everyone asked the fan what he smelled like. Does he smell nice? Ooh, what did the person say? KM Shoppy said yes, he looks different every time. Daniela said, I just want to know what he smelled like. YC said he just woke up, that's why. Diana said he said that he goes and gets coffee at a shop and goes back to bed to watch TV. That's right. I remember that interview. And that's what makes him so relatable. Kimmy said, I sent the pic to your DM. Yeah, you were probably the reason why I saw it. I think at least two people sent me the picture. At least. I haven't checked other DMs, so I'm not sure if there's more. Vintage Kelsey said people wouldn't stop asking if he was with someone, and I was just like, guys, please. Devilishly Yellow said we need to know how many coffees he bought. Oh, yeah, that's right. I read those two out loud. Thank you, Nicole. Which is a reminder, guys, we don't talk about Luke adjacents. I think my brain was not processing. Maybe I'm in the morning. YC said my face is puffy in the morning. Samesies. Mine is too. Actually, I have like this, like there's some, always like my eyes are like more saggy. I don't know. Shelly said a lot of their old pics posts are resurfacing, so maybe old. Yeah, I'm trying to like go, well, if the person said it's this morning, what would be the motivation to say it's this morning if it wasn't? But I just know that I felt like he looked young, but that doesn't mean necessarily anything because he is kind of he changes his face so much. Oh, Kimmy said the hand holding from start to finish of the tour. I thought that was really sweet. Amanda said, if it is from today, I'm so glad he got rid of that earring. I mean, it could be just it was morning time and didn't stick it in or stick it on or something. Bubble said, it's when Luke grabs a mic without losing eye contact from Nick. Oh, that one. I mean, that's not anything new necessarily, but yes, I love that. Like, he literally just stuck his hand out, give me the mic, but never lost eye contact once with Nicola. It was intense. Veronica, oh, that's when he grabs the mic without stopping from looking at Nicola. Yes. KM Shoppy said, yes, the edit is short, but fire, I'm going to send it to you. Gabriella said maybe he's finally taking a well-deserved rest away from fashion, not really caring about his looks. Yeah, I mean, we all need that. Lizzie said Tiff's new edit is so good. Oh, actually, you reminded me of another thing. I don't know which edit, because Tiff always has a bunch of great edits, but the Ross and Rachel one. And it is also proof that he did bring up that he connected it with Colin and Penn, because I remember somebody had thought, like, no, he never said it was about Colin and Penn. I was like, I am fairly sure I've heard an interview where he said it was about Colin and Penn. And that's why I always was like, you're lying. It's about Luke and Nicola, because it doesn't make sense to make it about Colin and Penn ever. But Tiff adding that little extra layer about David Schwimmer and Jennifer Aniston having a mutual like of each other, and how it always never worked out because of timing issues. One was always dating somebody else, and then they could never explore it. And I'm like, look at you, Tiff, finding all these little nooks and crannies. I loved it. Vintage Kelsey said, yeah, I get that. I get that. I never can tell how old he is in any picture. Samesies. Okay, I gotta go down to the bottom now. Steph is enough. The mic grab, I will never forget. YC, that was hot. Veronica said, do we know what day he's going to Wimbledon? Men's final is Sunday. Hannah Dodd went today. Thank you, Paul and Dot Loves. I don't actually know. Does anybody know? Miss Fancy said the mic grab was so intense he never lost eye contact. Rainshy said, I just want to see new Nicola sighting. I see a new Nicola sighting. Is that Agel? Or Azello? Sorry if I'm reading that wrong. I apologize. Ross and Rachel edit got me so bad. It was a really good one. Diana said, I can't wait for Tiff Live. Anyone know if she gave a date already? Is this like in Instagram that she's doing a live? Because I know that somebody told me, because she showed a clip or something from the mirror scene, she got like dinged with something for like 2 weeks or something. I'm not sure. Thank you, watching lady. Ronnie said, girl, the Ross and Rachel story she shared of the full interview. Thank you, watching lady. Margaret said, he said in an interview he didn't really see friends during filming. I think that's why they're tight. Vintage Kelsey said, all Tiff's edits are on point. I giggled. What are the chances? The thing is, I think that Matthew Perry also felt things for Jennifer Aniston. I don't know if it was romantic, but when David Schwimmer, I don't know if I was reading too much into it. When David thank you, Nicole. When David Schwimmer was sharing the story, the way that Matthew like picked up his coffee and drank it, I don't know. It just made me feel like he's like, oh, I don't want to hear this. But I feel like they were really super close too. Jessica Lynn said he may have said Colin and Penelope. I mean, Colin and I can't speak Penelope, but it definitely is Nick and Luke, and he's just pulling a Colin. It's so true. No, I mean honestly, like I said, you're lying. This is not about them. It's got to be about Luke and Nicola because there's nothing in the story. The closest thing that I can say is that like there was the pining by Penelope, and that like Colin didn't know. You know, that's the only thing that's kind of close to Ross and Rachel because Ross was pining for Rachel and Rachel didn't know. But usually when he describes it, he talks about the back and forth. I was like, what back and forth? There was never any back and forth. Never a wrong timing situation. Not really. So I didn't know what he meant by that. I was like, unless you're talking about yourselves. Caitlin Marie said, yeah, I don't get the connection of Ross and Rachel to Colin and Penn. They're not the same at all. At all. Maybe I can see Monica and Chandler, but I cannot see. Steph is enough. I saw your post about the Polaroid. It's interesting that she kept it. Yeah, super cute. Super, super cute. Diana said May 14 is when the Royals go, so it's expected for more celebrities to show that day. Oh. Mary said, oh no, I'm going to be in Mexico on the 14th. Mary, if they show up, you know that it's all going to be all over TikTok anyway. You'll be fine. I'm not, because frankly, thank you, Heather B. I'm not planning to watch in real time. I'm just trusting people will just be like, oh my word, here they are. But as a reminder, I only want to see pictures of Nick or Luke or Nick and Luke together. I don't care about any other photos that people may want to share with me. Keep that to yourself. Thank you, Caroline. Ronnie said maybe we'll get lucky and they'll both be at Wimbledon at the same time. So hopefully. Sherlock 8901 says Tiff's edits keeps my Delulu on track. Yes. NLC 80 said, I see online and a lot of people are looking forward to her cameo in Doctor Who Burnick. I'm sorry if that was said wrong because I don't know what it sounds like. Jen, men's semifinal Friday. Let's see here. Okay, Margaret said Matthew Perry said he was basically in love with her. That's what I thought. And I don't know, I gotta rewatch that clip that Tiff put up because I felt like right when David Schwimmer is sharing this story, he picks up his coffee mug and the way he drinks it just made me go, is this tough for you to hear? Thank you, Kimmy. And I think there was someone else that gave me a gift prior to you. Really appreciate it. Sometimes I don't get to say thank you, but I do really appreciate these gifts. I really, really do, actually. Let's see. Jessica said Matthew Perry just wanted to make everybody laugh. It always makes me so sad, especially with comedians. Like, I feel like I have found sometimes, like, comedians have the hardest lives. You know, thank you, watching lady. I feel like they have the hardest lives. Because, and they feel like they always have to make everybody else laugh, and they're, like, crying. Genuinely. Like, their life is a mess. Devilishly Yellow said, I think Luke just likes Friends. I think he said he watches it at night for just a comfy show. I mean, it could just be, I mean, sometimes, you know, us folks love to read into it. But he's the one who keeps bringing it up like it's connected to Colin and Penn. That's the only reason I'm like, and I mean, he doesn't do it in every interview to bring up that it's Colin and Penn. But he's the one who consistently brings up Friends. I mean, like them as a couple. I just feel like with the amount of consistency that he brings it up, I don't know if it's just because he likes Friends. I feel like he's trying to make a point with it. But then maybe that's just me and my wishful thinking that he's trying to say something with it. Maybe he's not. But he is. See, no, I don't know. I think he is. NLC 80 says Magic Faraway Tree coming out supposedly around Christmas time or early next year. That'll be fun. Watching Lady said, what? Does she still have Polaroid? Still no pockets? Yeah. Shelly's like, what's happening July 14th? I'm hearing that that's when he might be at Wimbledon, or they might be both. Sarah, I'm so scared for Wimbledon. Molly's like, I'd love to see Nicola go with someone. I miss her. Vintage Kelsey said, well, so many cast members have been already. I wouldn't be surprised if they're in England. That's true. Veronica said, was that karaoke recent? I don't know how recent that karaoke was, but she was having fun. That's for sure. Marie said, Luke said he watched rom-coms all the time, so many stories to choose from, but he chose Ross and Rachel. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they watched a lot of shows, and that's the one that resonated with him. And I mean, honestly, I'm not... People know this. I'm not the biggest fan of Ross and Rachel just because I felt like there was some toxicity in that kind of dynamic. But, you know, then I can understand why they relate to... No, never mind. Okay, Lynette said, Tiff posted a new video of when Colin says, I love you at the butterfly ball. It looks like he says Nick. Everybody says this. I want to. Oh, what's this? Congrats, Kimmy. Lit up Rose in Bocce Go Hawks gift gallery. What's that mean? That you lit up Rose? That's awesome. Thank you. I don't know what it means, but it sounds exciting. Yeah. I want to see the Nick, right? I do. Like, people have shown, a lot of people have sent me this clip and I've watched it. And all I really see is, it feels like he's taking another breath. Really, for me, I guess I want to see him saying Nick. I just don't see it. Other people do, so I'm like, why can't I see it? Why can't, I mean, I am a really bad lip reader. I will admit that. So maybe that's part of it. I gotta go to the bottom. I mean, do other people... Okay, for the people... I'm going to do a poll. For the people who have seen this clip where it looks like he's saying, I love you, Nick. Who actually sees the Nick? Like, you're fairly sure he did say Nick. If you are... the ones that say, no, I cannot tell that, that's going to be the red one. And then the blue one is, yes, I can see that he's... I do 100% believe that he said Nick in that scene. Red is no, blue is yes. Okay, there's a lot more people like me who could not see it. I wanted to see it. Y'all, I want to see it because I want to believe in it, but I just couldn't. It looked like a breath. I don't know. So let's see where it falls. Right now, the majority of folks couldn't see it. Ann on 39, sorry, which scene? The scene where he is, it's his final speech, you know, that big old speech about, like, getting to love her and all that stuff. Lady whistle down, and I'm a bad summarizer. But he's supposed to have said, I love you, Nick. Because she says, you're a good man, Mr. Bridgerton, that one. Then he's like, they both exchange I love yous, and their folks were like, she said, I love you, Nick. Okay, so the majority of folks are with me. They didn't see it. I think all of us would want to have seen it. I just couldn't. I couldn't make my brain do it. Like, I was wanting it so much. Okay, Kinselia said, I'm a lip reader, and he didn't say it. He just moved his bottom jaw. That's what it seemed like to me, too. That's what, I mean... I'm like, I suppose they could have cut it so quickly that it didn't finish, but it's just like, I can't see it. I couldn't. Oh, watching ladies like, you have to watch it on 0.5 speed. I love that. You're like, look, you couldn't see it. It was going too fast. But if you slowed it down, which, I mean, a lot of y'all have slowed down a lot of scenes, I will say. Amy Ballard said, he said, I love you in the scene where he was trying to ask her right before Debling asked her to dance. Okay, that's another thing. That's another thing somebody's told me. And I could not see that one either. Okay, so I'm going to do another poll for that one. Same thing. No is red. Yes is blue. Did you see or hear or whatever? Could you tell that he said I love you in the scene where he's trying to ask her right before Devling asks her to dance? You know that scene? Like, I tried to rewatch that too and I did not see it, and I'm like mad at myself. So my question is, did other people see it? So, start new poll. No is red, blue is yes. You did see it. Okay. I mean, this one at least has a little bit more of people feeling like they saw it, like, versus the Nick one. This one has a little bit more fight against the no. So that's good to know. But okay. I mean, it's still like double the no's that's than over the yeses right now. But still a lot more yeses than the previous question. I mean, it's really interesting, like, how many people, I feel like they have, okay, it's almost ending, the poll. It's almost ending. Yeah, so 57 said, 58 were like, no, they couldn't see it, but 25 could. 25 could. That's the thing. Whew. Lawrence said he mouthed it. Angela, the Simstigator, said, I watched it over and over. I don't think he said it. Heather B said, I lost my mind weeks ago and can't trust my eyes anymore. Kinselia said they need to release the original script so we can see all what's supposed to be said. Oh, that reminds me of the comment that I responded to in one of my videos where somebody was talking about how Luke had said they used our extra film or the extra stuff, or I forgot what the exact quote was. And then he was like, how do you know what's extra? Like, how did you know what was the extra stuff? Like, Luke. And I laughed at that because really, like, if you were just supposed to be doing what you were supposed to be doing in those scenes, like, how did you know which part was extra? You know, I just thought that was really interesting. Or maybe it's because they were talking, maybe it's because he knows that the which one the director was yelling stop at, and he knew which was added. Or actually, maybe if I'm going to just take it where it's not like too wild, he did mention that when they broke that one piece of furniture, that they did keep the giggle. That when they laughed, that was from when they broke it. So right before she broke into her Irish accent, like, they laughed, and they said that they kept that laugh in the actual intimacy scene in that moment. So maybe he meant that. If I'm gonna try to, like, save Luke from, like, sometimes Luke like, people always talk about how Tom Holland and Zendaya, how they're really the blueprint of how people feel like is going to happen with Luke and Nicola. And I was like, including the fact that Tom Holland used to say things he shouldn't say, like he would slip up with, like, spoilers and stuff like that. And I'm like, he even follows him that way. Kim said, I didn't notice the Nick. Kat said, well, this all gives me another reason to watch it again. LOL. Hibachi did 963 said, I heard her calling Luke when the mirror scene got intense. Am I the only one? There is his face. Okay, so I wish I got to see this one, because I heard that was the case, that she said Luke, but then somebody was like, it got cleaned up because I heard Luke and then now I only hear Colin. Thank you, Heather B. So I'm like, I don't know, unless somebody filmed it or kept it during that time. I don't know. They folks are saying that it's no longer there, whatever they thought they saw or heard. I'm not saw, but heard. But I never saw that part or heard that part, so I don't know. Vintage Kelsey said, it's like the carriage scene with no music, people saying he said you're beautiful. Ooh, that's another one. Okay, this one, the same thing. No, you didn't hear you're beautiful. Yes, you heard you're beautiful. So red, no, blue, yes. And this one, I actually will say I did hear beautiful, but then I didn't know if I heard it because I was trying to listen for it. And then there's times where it's like super muffly, but then his mouth was full, you know? So I don't know. So, see, this is the thing. Okay, so it's still, this one, again, is a little bit less of an, like, difference. I mean, still double the difference of no. Like, no is still winning by 2 times as much as the yes. Some people might just have really good hearing, or maybe I don't. I definitely don't. I don't like my eyesight, my ears. It needs work because I'm like, how y'all catching these things? But yeah, it knows again overwhelmingly. You know what would be wild is if people in the editing room are all the people who couldn't hear it. Molly's like, not his mouth was full. It was, though. Johari said when they fight outside, he says, love you too, before pushing her against the building. See, okay, people keep having more and more stuff. Though I'm seeing a trend, so I'm not going to do another poll because I'm seeing the trend that a lot of it is no. People are not hearing these things. But some people are, so... I mean, I was like, I don't know if that means that some people just have way better hearing or what. Or if people are just hopeful that they're hearing it, which could also be the case. But it's kind of like with me and beautiful. I'm fairly sure I heard beautiful. But did I hear that because, you know how like sometimes if you read a word, you are more apt to hear the word as well. That's why I like subtitles. NLC 80 said, I think they even brought that up in the interview that the audience hears her say Luke, and that's then it cut off. I hate it when it does that. I don't know what causes that. Nicole said, good grief, gotta go do some research on the mirror scene and okay, Modest kissing beast, but like these Modiste kissing scene. Swanky said, can somebody drop the timestamp of the Luke slip in the mirror? Ronnie said, okay, that one I did see. You know, I'm still thinking about the vein. The vein and the goosebumps. Okay, thank you for the folks that gave me the goosebump pictures. But I'm also got bad eyesight. I'm like, okay, I literally read a comment on that picture, and the person was like, oh my word, you can literally see his hair standing up. And I was like, oh, why can I not? Like, why do I have the worst eyesight? Thank you for watching, lady. Melly said, I can hear it on one TV and not on the other. Same with the door scene. Interesting. So I wonder if it's some sort of like setting in volume that allows people to be able to hear. What if they just muffled it a lot so we couldn't hear it? But if somebody found a way to unmuffle, I don't know if that's actually real. I don't know what I'm suggesting. I think I'm just making stuff up now. Drama Fiend 34 said, we are so crazy we are making up stuff. LOL. Okay, I said that without even seeing that first. Ronnie said, I've seen half of these things and missed the others. LOL. People are like, they've got to watch it again. Well, that helps push it up further on the top 10 most viewed shows on Netflix ever. Kick says, where do y'all hear all of this? Me too, I wonder. Thanks, Carla. Like, where? I try. I want to. Watching Lady, thank you. I want to. I really want to. But I just never do. Harisi said Luke got goosebumps in the mirror at the end of the scene. Love May said the vein. Yeah, the vein. I just don't feel like you can fake the vein. There's just certain things like okay, here's the thing. Like, can you make the vein show up on command? Can you get goosebumps, even though I struggle to see it, but other people see it very easily? Can you do that on command? Like that, I'm always trying to figure out, like, what things can you do on command and what is just really your body's natural response to the fact that Nicola is right in your presence. You know what I mean? Scrappy Doo 22 was like, I couldn't see the hickey. Now somebody did show me, like they sent me a picture where they circled it. The only reason I ended up not sharing it with folks, because I was like, but I feel like people would say, how do we know that's a hickey? That could be so many other things and not just a hickey. So I was like, oh, I didn't feel like it was definitive enough, but I could see why people would think it's a hickey. But other people could just think it's a shadow. But I was like, but why would the shadow just be in that area? Yeah, so there was I don't know. J. Dell said, I saw his arm hair stand up, but I really thought it was just because her hand had just brushed over it. I mean, maybe, right? Like, if you do that, does it stand up? You know? Kick said, guys, I put those scenes on repeat. I just don't hear it. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, I want to hear these things, but I just don't. That's the problem. I try. Kim was like, share your sources, guys. LOL. Heather B said, instead of I see dead people, I hear things. Arisa said, I go to Twitter and people zoom the scenes. It's good proof. Carly says, I'm gonna need to rewatch it tonight. I can't hear any of it, but I saw the hickey for real. So I mean, some people definitely can see it. I mean, I guess I don't know, can people zoom in to the hickey and confirm it's a hickey? It's just so hard in the full. I mean, I don't how can you catch it in 4K? Watching Lady said there are so many things that Luke can't fake. NLC 80 said, the truth is we all like the show, so we're all going to say fun things. Taryn said, yeah, there are certain things you can't manufacture. Susanna said, fake the vein. And Lynette said, and their eyes dilating. See, here's the thing with the eyes dilating. At least I feel like if they have issues with lighting, that can affect the dilation. I think it's much harder to say that in places where the lighting wouldn't have caused dilation. But there are certain scenes where it's like, well, okay, maybe that is the lighting. But the vein. I just can't. I feel like the vein is like telling the truth. You know? The vein was like, thanks, Cloudy Cloud, was like, trying to tell us stuff, just like the cast and crew. GL Benner said they also said a lot of the sets were extremely cold. That's really interesting because yesterday when somebody was talking about the Goosebumps, they said that the sets were not cold. And so I'm like, okay, maybe we need to fact check. Was the set cold or not cold? Or maybe it was some sets were cold, some sets were not cold. I would like to know, where is our sources for these coldness and versus not being cold area? Scrappy Doo 22 said, I can hear his effort. Oh my. NLC 80 said the makeup team forgot to cover up one of her tattoos in coming back from the apartment. Yeah, I remember that. Okay. Estefani said, like, when in episode 4, I couldn't hear the heartbeat on the TV, but with AirPod did. See that? I do think that makes a big difference. Like, how are we watching this? Is the sound just like surround sound? Like, what is the volume level? Like, what are we using for the hearing stuff? Because maybe that's my problem. I don't have it like straight up in my ears, and I already have bad hearing problems and issues in general. Like, I am a little concerned about it, but even more so, like, of course I'm not going to hear something if it's not up in my ear doing its stuff versus, like, you know, what do you call it? Like, if it's just competing with all the other noises around me because it's just the basic television with the sound around. I think maybe it works better if it's just straight up in your ear. And also, somebody talked about descriptive audio. Like, I love descriptive audio because it helps you see things that you miss. Foy's Journal said, Luke said that they had heaters this year. Oh, so it was cold. Oh, okay. Kix has a very has an alternative reason for why the vein showed up. I think the vein popped out because he had to hold himself in a certain position for a long time, and it's tiring. Okay, that could be quite valid. That's why the vein made an appearance. Rena said some sets were cold. They wore sweatpants under the dresses. Oh, I remember that clip. But during intimate scenes, there were heaters, right? There were heaters? Oh, there were heaters. So you're saying that if there were heaters on for the intimacy scenes, because it was cold, that it should have offset the cold, it should have been hot, and so he shouldn't have a goosebumps? Is that what you're trying to say? Am I reading too much into this? Or am I picking up what you're putting down? Marie said, everyone talking about the head vein, but how about the other vein? LOL. Ev says, I agree with you, Phoebe. It's impossible to hide feelings. Yeah. Okay, Carmen said, Nick said they had heaters because it was so cold. Okay. Shelly said they said the scene with the vein was tiring for him. I mean, he deserved his cinnamon social, whatever they call it. Drama Fiend 34 said Dolby 5.1, folks. GL Benner said, I don't know, Nicholas' eyes in mirror scene were so dilated, there was plenty of light. I mean, Jessica Lynn said, with the work he was doing, he wouldn't have been cold. Thanks, Kim. Ronnie said, probably should try headphones. I hate the ones where I have to stick it in my ears. I hate them. I hate them with a passion. That's why I'm like pro trying out those things that they said can stay outside of my ears. That I would be willing to do. But anytime I have to stick stuff in I hate it. I hate the feeling. Actually, let's do a poll about that. Do you like headphones where you have to stick it in your ear? Like, okay, so what do you call that? So, like, red will be, like, ones that go in your ears. What do you call those? Like, I don't know. And then the other one, the blue one, would be, like, if it's just over your ears, like regular headsets or whatever. I am definitely the one, I would be blue for myself. I would be blue because I cannot stand sticking things in my ears. I just can't. It just feels weird to me. Oh, there's other folks that also... I mean, I understand, like, why, practically, the ones that you stick in your ears probably makes sense. It's just I don't like the feeling of it. Oh, this one is a flip of colors than other ones in the past. So the majority of folks do prefer it just to go over your ears rather than stick it inside your ears. It seems like. I mean, there's a little bit more time. The poll is still up. It hasn't even done the 10-second rule here yet. Oh, now it is. But it looks like overwhelmingly like double. Well, a little less than double says they want it over the ears instead of inside. Kinselia said, I have narrow ear canals. Earbuds don't fit. That's like me and my calves, and I can never wear boots. I hate it. But I found out it's kind of like a Filipino thing to have just the calves that I do. Arisi said they fell out of my ear. LOL, humiliation. Betsy said, I don't like it, but I hate over ear ones even more. I sweat too much with them. Oh, really? Okay. Oh, thank you, watching lady. Scrappy Doo 22 says, I have hearing problems, so I'm paranoid about my ears. Probably samesies with me. Rena says, I have muffs for the gym, in the ear for home, and over the ear for work. I like them all. Well, look at you. Thank you. Thank you for all the gifts coming on in. And every time people get like a little, like when I see this title gifter, I'm like, what does that mean? This is really, I get excited for y'all when you get some sort of prize on top of something, or not prize, but like it tells you you've done something. And it's like, woo woo. And I'm like, oh, what's that mean? I want to honor it. Okay. Let's see here. Sanibel said AirPods fit my ears better than regular AirPods. Thank you for all the gifts, y'all. I really do appreciate it, even if I can't say everybody's name all the time. Shelly said, can we chat about how she was nervous like a teenager for their first kiss? Isn't that revealing? Yeah, okay. Okay, yes. Because a part of me is like, why? When you're like, oh, I'm so, like, why would, what did she say? She's like, I just don't want my friend to be like, oh, like, she doesn't know how to kiss. But I'm like, if he's my friend, like, why would I want him to appreciate how I kiss? I mean, I mean, it shouldn't be bad, but, like, why should I be concerned about that, really? So, I thought it was kind of telling to be, like, concerned about the first kiss. Like, why? Like, if it's your friend, like, you shouldn't be feeling anything anyway. At least to me, I think. I mean, just as long as it's not nasty. I mean, and please, like, it's not like she hasn't kissed anybody before, but maybe not kissed somebody like him. Or what he meant to her. I don't know. All the feelings. Shelly's like, I get that she didn't want her friend to think she was a bad kisser, but to be nervous, that's feelings. Yeah, I think so too. Rena said you would probably like the bone conducting ones that go in front of the ears. For me, probably. It probably sounds like something I would prefer. Love May said, I know Nick and Luke wanted to honor their characters and first kiss. So is the suggestion you're saying, Love May, that maybe the nervousness is not feelings, but nervousness of wanting to make sure? But no, at the same time, I'm going to backtrack on that, because she literally said, I didn't want him to think I was a bad kisser. And a part of me is like, well, why does that matter? I mean, obviously you're not going to be a bad kisser, but why does it matter if he thinks that? Well, I mean, obviously you have to be, can I stop saying obviously? Why am I saying obviously so much? I felt like she was really concerned that he wouldn't like the experience, but he did. That's the thing. When he was like, well, what looks good, what feels good doesn't always look good. And we had to figure out how to make sure. Like, I was like, okay, so you're saying it felt good. Okay. Ronnie's like, yeah, like, why would you care? Scrappy Doo 22 said, I loved the first kiss. Beautifully done. I loved it too. It really was beautifully done. Betsy A said, you've been acting for years, but you're worried about the first kiss. I know, right? I feel like it says something. Betty_Blackwood said, I went to acting school when we had to kiss people. We didn't get nervous because we are not actually, and it stopped. I hate it when that happens, but I think I know where you were going with it. Oh, Taryn. Yeah, she said, oh, my friend can't kiss. Jake LK said, first kiss was my favorite scene ever. Swanky said, yeah, she gave herself away. LOL. Watching Lady said she wanted to be a good kisser for him. It's the only explanation. Shelly's in all caps with a bunch of exclamation mark. Feelings. Oh, there's the rest of Betty's words. So it's like, because we are not actually into them. Unless you are, then that's different. That's exactly, yes. Yes, Betty. I felt like she was confessing. Because why would you care? Like, obviously, you're not going to do bad, but you want this person to enjoy it, and you want this person to not think poorly of your kissing abilities. Like, don't tell me that's not some sort of feelings. As hello, if I'm saying that right, I'm so sorry. Their first kiss is absolutely the best. I was swooning. Vintage Kelsey said, I thought about how she felt the need to clarify their practice kissing had supervision. Yeah. Shelly was like, so beautiful. Watching Lady said, waiting them at Wimbledon so much, or watching, or I don't know if waiting is the right word, but I don't know what to replace it with. I'm really bad at doing that. Patty said he said it looked really good too. Yeah. Ronnie, they fit so well. Rena said, why did they never ask Luke who he wanted on the show like they did with Nicola? They always asked her. Maybe because he gets jealous and they wanted to capture it on camera? No, just kidding. I don't know. It's a good point. I don't think I ever saw one where he was asked back, like who he'd want to have. That's kind of an interesting observation, because it's true. I don't think there's been one clip where they asked Luke who he'd want to be on a show. It was always Nicola. Love May said, I loved how they had to practice kissing. Kristen said, I wonder if she was more worried about how it would look on screen and compared it to Love Island. She did bring up that comparison and wanting to make sure it didn't, but she said that it was the notes that she was given. Like, you gotta look like you don't know how to kiss, because this is supposed to be like your first kiss and all these different things, right? So she's like, and she says, like Love Island, it might feel good, but that just doesn't look good on camera. But when she talked about being nervous for the first kiss, it revolved around not wanting him to think that she didn't know how to kiss. So I feel like it's different. Marie said, practice kiss so they can share that first moment for them, not the world. I think that's so cute to think about. Molly's like, Luke's jealousy is so confusing. The Green Bird Brigade, Nick is obviously a hella good kisser. Betty _Blackwood said, like, I watched My Lady Jane and I saw tongue. It's just real kissing uses tongue. So what was that thing? Final scene? Arisi said, never heard of kissing practicing, just saying. Bree Young said, well, had to practice kissing and extras we don't know about, I'm sure. Heather B says why they practice kiss. Ronnie said they did with the coordinator. I wonder what the coordinator was thinking. Because, Jonathan Bailey said, hey, when did you start practicing? I mean, like, getting ready for this role, And Luke said, during your season, the minute we found out, we started working on it. They no hesitation. Love May, that's cute. Heather B said, by the last episode, they had the kissing down. Oh no, Mary, you found out you just had COVID, so no Mexico trip. That sucks. But I guess you'll be watching Wimbledon. But like, hopefully you had like trip insurance. That always sucks, especially on a big trip. Oh, Ronnie's like, those coordinators know things. Oh, I feel like a lot of them know things. I'm telling you. And some of them are trying to tell us, as much as they can. Sanibel said almost every day someone from the show is at Wimbledon, so gotta expect one of them this weekend. Cam Shoppy said Nick sometimes doesn't have any filter. I mean, both. Both of them don't have filters. I think Nick has more of a filter than Luke, and I think that's why she tends to answer first. In case he says something like, I don't know, is there any gossip? I don't know. It's just the two of us for 8 months. Like, that's the gossip, Luke. That's the gossip. Thanks, Alexandra. The flower with the star says he was still in a relationship at that time too, so I don't know, they wouldn't have done anything untoward. See, were you not here yesterday, flower with stars? Because the reason I got so excited is they told me he was not in a relationship during the intimacy scenes anymore. That even though they announced the breakup in March of 2023, that they had actually broken up earlier I forget what they said. I think they maybe said December 2022. This is why I was so ecstatic, because I, like you, said I cannot consider that there's anything that was happening because he was in a relationship. But alas, if people were telling me the truth, because they were like, oh, we thought you already knew. I did not know. But it turned out, no, they were not together anymore. So there could have been opportunities. And so that's why I was so excited. Yesterday. Ooh. Oh, I didn't get a notification yesterday or today. Okay. I don't know if you know this, but I finally uploaded at least 2 lives on YouTube. That includes last night's live, if you wanted to listen to that. Because I got way too giddy. Like, I got way too excited for my own good. Because I've had to, like Nicola and Luke had to repress their feelings, I had to repress mine. I was like, I cannot even consider this as a possibility. He was dating somebody, and then someone just casually drops the bomb, that not real bomb, but the news that they were not together at that point, and they broke up before the intimacy scenes happened, and which makes me wonder if that was like the conversation. Like, maybe they had to make that decision because he already knew he felt stuff. I don't know. But just kidding. I don't know. Maybe that's just me making stuff up in my brain now about, like, why did they break up before the intimacy scenes happened? Anyways. Britt said, we need to speak with Golda. That woman knows something, if not everything. So true. Maria said, put a lie detector on them. We need answers. We do. Watching Lady said, I still believe that he tried to, but Nick pushed him away. Melly said, I was wondering about the breakup timing. Dragonfly MI said, last night was so fun. LOL. I could never be the same after that news. I could not. How could I can't believe people had this information all this time and got to enjoy those moments and believe that something could have potentially happened because it was allowed in your mind. While I had to, like, tell myself, no, don't go there. You can't. He was dating somebody. You're not allowed. And then it's like, ooh, the floodgates opened. I was like, yes, you can. Now you can. Marie said, ugh, imagine how much their hearts were fluttering during first kiss. Arisi said, I think they did it. I just can't prove it. Amy said she cussed out Luke seeing his expression. Watching Lady said, Golda has to save our ship. There's so many people willing to keep the ship afloat. NLC 80 said the show finished filming February 23, 2024. So the intimacy scenes before that. Yeah, they were saying that the breakup happened before February. I mean, before like I think they said December 2022. I can't remember off the top of my head, or maybe they were saying things were even going awry by October 2022. Can somebody fact check whatever people said? I would have to watch my own live to remind myself what people said. Scrappy Doo 22s, just give me 10 minutes in a room with Luke Thompson, then 5 more minutes for interrogation. I get info. So let me think about this. Yeah. And then obviously they had the reshoots. And by that point, he was no longer with Jade. People can have their assumptions about if there was anybody else in the picture by that point, but if there was, I don't think it was serious, and I still don't think it's serious. Shelly said, I felt better after that life. I mean, I knew, but it was still fun. And then roller coaster again. It was just such great information. I was like, what? I'm so glad I know this now. Mary said they filmed 2 episodes at a time. So 8 months later, total. Someone do the math. LOL. Hey, it's Sparkle says, we have whole team for the ship. That's true. Shelly said that after kiss expression with Luke was so well done. Yes, he did a really great job. Vintage Kelsey said, I can tell Luke T is with us on the ship. I can just tell. Yeah, I feel like everybody. Honestly, everybody. Arisi said, Golda, Simone, Claudia, and Jonathan are bigger shippers than us. They love them. They've been rooting for it. They said, even though they said Pollen at that time, but I'm, when Jonathan's like, we've been waiting for this. We've been waiting for this. It's like, I'm sure you have been. Bree Young said, listen, unfortunately, I flipped on the theory. I think Nick had shared feelings first. And, okay, hold on. I got to find the rest. And Luke is too conflicted to admit or act on how he feels. There are some interviews that make me sometimes wonder. That's why I feel like I need to see all of the clips around the friends to lovers conversations, because there's moments in those where I'm like, interesting. I don't know what I feel. I don't know what I think. Mayfair B said Luke mentions the intimacy scene filming was about 6 months into filming. Okay, when did it start again? Okay, so if it was 8 months and they said the filming ended March 2023, 6 months in would have been January? Right? Is that right? Either way, the dates that people gave me of when the actual breakup happened, even though the official announcement didn't happen till after, was like before that 6 months. YLI said, someone make a visual timeline stat, please. Taryn said, it is evident in the reshoot. That was wild chemistry. Karen said, no polls tonight. Oh, Karen, you missed all the polls. We did so many polls. We could do another poll if you want. Actually, I wonder what the other things are. Oh, no, I'm not going to do that. I wonder if there's other things. Nah. Let's see here. Nick said 4 months. 4 months for what? I had to scroll down. Okay, they started in the middle of June, Gabriella said. Ronnie said, no take backsies on timeline, LOL. Yeah, no. Are people trying to burst my bubble? Are people trying to say, no, you can't actually go back? You have to go back to a time you had to repress your feelings because now it's not going to match the timeline. Y'all can't do that to me. That's that's the biggest roller coaster of emotion I've ever had. If you all take it back, no take backsies on the timeline. Y'all told me I was free. I was free to consider it. I cannot not have that again. It was really hard before. That life was hard. I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back. Shelly's like, let's do a timeline for real. Yep. I don't want to know if you're taking it back though. I want the same conclusion I came to last night because that was too good. I can't go back. Oh, Molly said, y'all, I wouldn't name the tumblers here on the live. There's hate watchers here too. Oh, that makes me so sad if there's hate watchers here. That's so sad. Like, why invest that emotion? Like, look how fun it is to ship. Can't people just be kind? Why does it have to be that way? But I second Molly's because I guess there were some folks that were getting badgered by people, which is really unfortunate. I don't know why people can't stay like just like keeping their toxicness like within their own space. I don't know why it has to spread. TLR vibes. Did I miss any good tea? Nope. No tea really. Vintage Kelsey said the way they felt it was a compliment to be shipped with each other. Arisi said, can we talk about Luke and wigs? I can't unsee it now. It gave him a facelift. And I think that's where all the Botox rumors came in. And that's why they were like, no, none of that's true. Mary said, interesting that the brothel scenes were reshoots and he was single by then. Marie said, I keep thinking you don't need to suppress platonic feelings. They both felt it from the start. I mean, I do feel like Luke felt something from the get-go. You know, when somebody was talking about, like, he talked about love at first sight and that he believes that, like, he tends to lean more that way, even though he changed his answer later on, right? But I think it's because he did feel things immediately with Nicola. Like, he talks out the fact that he can remember their first meeting so well, and then he always talks about the warmth he felt in the hug that she gave him. And, like, the fact that she felt like she just knew that she could tell him things. Like, she told him day one that she was Lady Whistledown. Like, you know, she felt that immediate connection with him. I think they had immediate connection with each other. It's something that you can't manufacture. I mean, I suppose you can, but I mean, I don't think they are. Ooh, NLC80 said, I can see that he's struggling at times. I hope he does something with music. He's so talented. Okay, Steph, it's enough. He says, you're good. Heather B says, you are free. Okay, so the timeline remains. I'm good. Taryn said, I still don't see the wig. You don't see the wig? Taryn, you don't see the wig? I don't mean to sound shocked, but it's just so, like, unattractive. That wig is unattractive. L.Mo82 says, you are free. I mean, it may be close, but you are free. You know, just even a day later is still fine. I mean, it's just, even if it was a second, an hour, like, I'm holding on. I'm holding on to the timeline because it needs to stay that way for me to be okay. Ava said, someone said him and Jade broke up because of Nick. Is there substance in that? I don't know. I think they actually said that was not the case. I mean, and I think, didn't Jade was the first one to end up dating someone else. So maybe they were already like, life was already changing for them, both of them. Maybe. Diana said, I didn't see the wig either. You didn't? Why do I keep saying that like I'm shocked? I mean, how many things do other people notice and I don't notice? And I'm all like, what? Karina said the wig looks crazy. It's just so stiff. People say that he sometimes looked like Dracula. And it kind of is true. I was not a fan because they wouldn't even put curls in it. It was kind of stiff. And yeah. Randy said, I'd rather have an interrogation with a hair person who put those wigs on Luke. Oh, Alana's like, I love the wig. Okay. Let's do a poll. Say, I feel like I feel like I am obviously biased, and I feel like, but anyways, did you like the wig? Red for no, blue for yes. Did you like the wig that he wore? Did you like the wig? Okay, I'm glad there's somebody else to join Alana about loving the wig, because I was like, it would be so sad if the poll was done and there was just like one. And it's like, Alana's like, excuse me, I needed other people to back me up on this. The Dragonfly MI said, I didn't even notice it until I came to TikTok, LOL. Betsy A said, I hit blue by mistake. I don't know if you could put it back to red if you did the face again. Does it switch? Because I've seen numbers disappear from one side to the other. Ronnie's like, I hate the wig. The Greenbird Brigade said, I didn't notice the wig at first, but something looks off. Now I can't unsee it. Yeah, 87 versus 19. Overwhelmingly, people did not like the wig. Oh, there's at least 2 people who accidentally hit blue by mistake, so it's not even 19. It was meant for... Marie said, I don't mind it. Loved Dracula vibes. I love that. You're like, I'm going for it. I feel it. Kim said, don't hate it, but it's just obvious to me. See, I think that's the reason I hate it. I don't want the wigs to be obvious to me. Like, it throws me off. L.Mo80 said, I didn't hate the wig, but I can tell it was fake or just didn't look right. See, that's the thing. I think that's what makes me hate it. It's like, it throws me off mentally, where I'm like, I know that's not your hair. I know that's a wig. Thanks, Miss Barrios. Shelly's like, I can't remember what blue is and what red is. I'm sorry. Red was like you didn't like the wig. Blue was you did like the wig. YLI said, I don't like the wig, but I also don't like the long curly hair. Jessica's like, I like Luke in glasses. I need to see more of that. Give him glasses, not wigs. Ronnie was like, legit helmet. It was. That's what I didn't like about it. It was so stiff. Okay, Mayfair B, I said the same thing without me even looking at it. Why didn't they curl the hair? It looks so stiff. That's exactly what I felt. Tam said, it just looks weird on him. There are better wigs, and they were lazy with not curling. Heather B said, once you see the wigs, you'll never unsee them. It's true. Macy said, the wig was atrocious. It was the villain of the story. Thanks, Kimmy. All right. Kim said his natural hair color just looked a million times better. OMG. I agree. Arisi said his curls looked adorable. Of course, we know that Nicola loves his curls. Love May said, ugh, the wig. Mary Fairby said, I don't like Nick's Nicola's reshoot wig for Market Scene. It looks oily and not as soft. Market Scene. I have to remember. Scrappy Doo. Good thing it was his real hair during the intimacy scene. Nick would have pulled the wig right off. Amy's like, redo the poll. I think it's still gonna be falling towards no, people didn't like it. Maria said, I'll give him a pass when he's under the willow tree, but the rest got to go. No hate, LOL. People loving the curls. Steph is enough called it Lego hair. Court B said Luke mouthing Nick after saying I love you at Butterfly Ball. We did a poll on that, Court, and we decided that the majority of folks could not hear that or did not see that. We saw the mouth movement, but like the majority of us, as much as we wanted to see Nick coming out of the mouth, just couldn't. But there were folks that did say they believed that they saw and heard. Or now I don't know if they said heard, but definitely thought that they saw with the mouth movement that he said Nick. Miss Allie said, I didn't know if they said heard, but definitely thought that they saw with the mouth movement that he said Nick. Miss Allie said, I didn't. Our favorite edit song for the edits. What is our favorite edit song for the edits? Oh my word. What is it? Okay. I'm gonna give y'all time to think about that. What is your favorite edit song for the edits? I mean, whew. Oh, okay. I'll go down to the bottom and see if people said. Okay, that makes sense. A lot of people said Birds of a Feather. Maybe because we know that he was looking at it, looking at all those Lukola edits. Scrappy Doo 22 said Take Me to Church. YLI said I love POV. TLR Vibe says so many options. So many options. As Hello says Guilty as Sin. Nathalia said I Want to Be Yours. That one is good too. As Hello says Espresso. Or True Buddha's mom said True Colors as well. King All I Want. Lucky Ducky said so many good edit songs. So true. Miss Allie said Luke's version of Yellow. Yeah. Kat said Galway Girl makes me happy. It says Gally said I love pollen edits with the song Margaret by Lana Del Rey. Ooh, Marie said Glimpse of Us hits me hard. As Hello said We Can't Be Friends. Oh, Friends Don't Look at Friends That Way. What's the title of that? Is that the title of that song? That made me think about that one. Ashley said anything Billie Eilish. Is that how you say it? Or Lana Del Rey. Arisi said, I just wish they'd get together already. Just doing too much manifestation these days. Need to rest. Yeah, folks are saying Yellow. Okay, let's see if anybody else has any other ones that has not been said. Ava said, I wasn't here the whole time. Did we talk about the Ross and Rachel reference by Luke? Yes, we did. However, you can listen to it because I'm going to upload this for tonight, as well as trying to upload the other ones as well, but I'll upload this one. Oh, Daniela said your face, the frames. Did they do an edit with that? I know that she put up the song in her story, but I didn't know if they did an edit with that song too. Thanks, Disme. Ooh, ARE with a bunch of hearts in between those letters says there's some good ones in Spanish too. Vintage Kelsey said never be the same. Love May said, I miss you. I'm sorry. I'm just reading the ones that have been shared yet. Oh, my word. I'm so behind, so I'm going to go down here. TLR Vibes says, I need to go and watch to find my favorites. Let's check in on this tomorrow again. Tomorrow I will be in Oregon because I'm doing a bocce tournament. So I'm going to get some practice in. So we'll see. I'm staying in a Motel 6, y'all. I'm not trying to say like I think I'm going to die, but I've never stayed in a Motel 6 before. And maybe I'm basing it off of stereotypes. And I mean, not stereotypes, like maybe. But there's something about it that makes me a little nervous. But hopefully I'll be safe. It's the closest like venue. Okay, thank goodness. Shelly's like, I stayed in a Motel 6 recently. It was fine, clean. Okay, good. Because I just get nervous because I've never stayed in a Motel 6 before, but it is the closest venue, and the other hotel was already booked. And plus I need a ride, and one of my friends who's also playing in the tournament, he's staying there as well, so he'll be my ride to the tournament. Crispy said, don't do it. Motel 6 is not. Oh, Alicia says, I'm from Oregon. Depends on where you're at for the Motel 6. So it's in Gresham. Do you know anything about Gresham? Am I going to die? Am I going to be okay? If I don't go on live. No, just kidding. No, just kidding. But I shouldn't joke about that. That's kind of morbid. I'm sorry. Princess_ENF said, Libby, some Motel 6 aren't bad. That's what I'm hoping for. See, here's the thing. When I booked the Motel 6 for this one, the beds and everything, the pictures look nice. And I'm like, this looks like a legitimate, like, regular hotel, you know? But then my friends all scare me. They're like, I stayed at a Motel 6 one time, and there was blood that they covered. I don't like, why are you scaring me? Why are you scaring me with talk about blood on the floors and how people hide things? I mean, oh my word. Okay, so Heather B says, Motel 6 I stayed in was okay. Mary said, depends the area, to be honest. Scrappy Doo, check the beds. See, that's what people tell me to do. As long as it's clean and there isn't like any reason to think there's like blood on the floor that's being hidden, I'm good. I think that's just what makes me nervous. Kinsalia said, I've seen clean, nice Motel 6. It depends on the owner. Okay, that's good to know. I'm hoping this owner's really good about stuff then. Okay, TLR Vibe said, we stayed at one in Canada unexpectedly and it was fine. Okay, good. Amy said, you play single or doubles? My kids play both. So I play all of those. I single, doubles, and a whole team of 4. So where 2 stay on one side and two on the other side. FYI, I am ending this at 8 Pacific Standard Time, so that's like 27 more minutes. I do not know how to whistle, Gianna. So I will just try to scream loud if anything happens. Thank you for all the good luck for my tournament. I appreciate that. At KM Shoppy says, don't stay alone in the room. I have no choice. I'm going to be staying alone in the room. I mean, I guess I could stay with y'all's, like, you know, when they, like, hand the phone over and they're like, can you watch my boss? Like, those clips, those, TikTok, like, can you watch my boss? Like, maybe I'll, like, leave the whole, like, the live is, like, 10 hours long or 8 hours long. Like, it's just me sleeping. Just making sure, you're like, is she fine? She's still awake. Sure. Okay, vegan girl _389 said Gresham should be fine. Whoo-wee, that's good. But Diana's like, never stay at a Motel 6 in California. Good to know. Molly said, don't touch the bed or the floor and you'll be okay. What can I touch? A chair? The sink? The bathtub? Like, what can I touch? Alicia said, you're not going to die, but don't do anything alone at night. Keep that friend close by. Jane said take some pepper spray. Okay. Karen asked, what are the reviews on it? Oh, good point. I should check. I mean, the picture that they gave to, when you're signing up for the rooms, it was actually like, it looked pretty, but I don't know. A lot is like confused in Australia. So there's no Motel 6 in Australia, huh? The Greenbird Brigade said some are okay. Depends on who runs it. Scrappy Doo said pics are always going to look nice. Check the reviews. I guess they are not like gonna take a photo of like, here's a blood stain that we're trying to hide kind of thing. IDK said worst chain I've ever stayed in was a Red Roof Inn. I've seen those. Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to detract from the conversation of Luke and Nicola, but I was just like, oh, I'm gonna be gone. And so I don't know when I'm gonna be doing a live because I don't know if I'm gonna be available to do it live. Angela says, don't touch the chair. How am I what am I allowed to touch? TLR Vibes says, I always bring Clorox sips and paper towels. Do a good cleaning first, then you're all good. Might as well have done on Airbnb if that's the case. Because I'm like, so we don't trust that people are cleaning the hotels? Oh, my word. Okay. Y'all, I don't know if some of your comments have have made me more like nervous about the fact that oh my word. Also bring your own pillowcase, Rachie says. I'm gonna bring my whole bed at this point. I might as Carlise says, we trust no one. Karen says, don't post this on your YouTube until you come back. Okay. Okay, probably because there's like only one Motel 6 in Gresham. Is that why? I mean, I will be with people overall. Take hand sanitizer and wipe everything, including remote. I do that for the big hotels too. Vegan girl _389. I said, I think people are trying to be a little funny. Is it funny though? Oh no, I'm just kidding. Is it? I feel like I'm gonna die. Marie's like a sleeping bag. Y'all, like, what is the point of having the room when literally it sounds like I should bring my whole house with me? I might as well have like I don't know. Might as well stay in the car. Oh, TLR Vibes, you and I might as well just sleep in your car. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, what's the point now? Maybe I'll honestly, I might cancel it. I think I'm gonna cancel this. I'm like, I'm gonna try elsewhere. I'm totally gonna do something else because I can't do it. I can't do it now. Louise _ Elliot said cancel now. Jane said no, don't cancel it. It might not be that bad. LOL. Karen's just check reviews. Okay. Lucky Ducky says don't stress. Oh. A cat was like, low key rather sleep in my car. Oh, Heather B, don't end up on 24 Hours or Dateline. I tell you, when I used to have time, I used to watch Dateline all the time. I love Dateline. That was like my jam. Loved it. Molly's like, I like where this is going. Marie's like, overnight drive. Who needs sleep? What? I need to practice. I'm putting some practice in before the actual tournament. Tam's like, you should be fine, but be cautious. Y'all are so funny. Y'all are great. Oh, my word. Kristen said, hotels are the worst part of vacations for me. No joke. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. So, okay, folks are telling me don't post this until later. Thanks, Ava. Okay, if that's the case, I'll wait to post this later. So all y'all will just have to wait. That didn't. Well, I mean, you don't have to wait. You're in here, but You're in here, so you don't have to wait. Gianna said, Bocce, do we think we see Luke or Nick at Wimbledon this weekend? We'll probably see both. Probably separately, but both will be there. That's my guess. Rachie said Clorox wipes, flip-flops for the shower, and pillowcase, and you're good. Okay. IDK said, I always take my own pillow in general, just because it's comfy. You're used to your dust, not others. Marie said, practice. You don't need practice like Lukola. Yeah, I'm not practicing like Lukola, that's for sure. Oh, title gifter. Kimmy, you got a title gifter. Good job. I don't know what that means, but you did something. So good job. Thank you so much, too. I really should look it up. I should Google and say, what does a title gifter mean? Is it like because you did a certain amount of that particular gift? Is that what makes you a title gifter? Thanks, Cloudy Cloud. Okay, hold on. Let's see what else folks are. Britt says, I take my own bedding and shower shoes. Hotels scare me. I used to go to Vegas. Bad choice. Oh, thank you, Heather B. Stephanie said, I hope they're together at Wimbledon. I know it's a long shot, but I miss seeing them together, LOL. Wouldn't it be like, I think it literally would break the internet, or at least our internet, our neck of the woods internet, if there was a sighting of the two of them, like seeing each other for the first time. Maybe it's not even their first time of seeing each other since the filming ended, but like publicly. Can you imagine? People would be screaming. Let's see. Just Lee 678 says, I'm thinking just seeing Luke with Nick filming. I don't know if she's going to be out much. That's a good point. Thanks, Kim and Kimmy and Cloudy Cloud. Jane, remember you got to practice on your own or you'll mess up a take. Yeah, Kirsten mentioned like how the other cast have been going to Wimbledon, so I'm fairly sure they will. I mean, Brittany says, I have a feeling Nick isn't gonna go. If because of her work schedule, possibly, or other things. Are you thinking? Betsy A said it would break the internet. Lucky Ducky Ooh said, I need Luke and Nicola to go together. But I don't think they even went together last year. They didn't go together last year. They went separately. I don't know did Luke go last year? I know Nicola did for sure. Rita said, we stay at hotels all the time. You'll be fine. I stay at hotels all the time too. But motels, I've never stayed in a motel. Except I guess I've stayed in a motel once. That's the only thing. Oyang Guton said, if I see them together in Wimbledon, my days will be good for a month. 1 month happiness. Cloudy Cloud said, I would flip. Betsy A, I would die. Productivity would be 0. Thank goodness if it's weekend. That's the best time to be unproductive. Would be a weekend. Alana said, manifesting. They travel to Wimbledon together and end up in Brazil. Angela said, I would legit cry tears if Luke and Nicola show up together. Pen Eloise _ Elliot said, the drama. The Greenbird Brigade said, that would definitely put some wind in this ship's sails. Britt said, Twitter would break and tears would be shed if they're together. Stephanie said, Netflix might ask them to. I don't know if Netflix... I know that they're the boss, but, I don't... See, here's the thing. I got to understand what their commitment is to a network after they've done their promo tours. I just feel like... I don't know how much they say they have a say in. May said, I don't want to get my hopes up. They were rumored to go they rumored they were going to attend the Met Gala this year, and then they didn't show up. Yeah. Heather B said, if they show up together, I'll need a GoFundMe to bury me. Kirsten said, I wonder if they've hung out at all since the promo tour. I realize I'm way behind on the chats. I'm going back down here. IDK said, Adjoa was there today, and India went as well as Lukey Thompson. Betsy A is, I'm a little nervous, to be honest. Love May said, I would die. Ronnie said, the ship we the ship we have needs some fuel. Maybe that's what it's trying to say. I'm not sure what Rena's saying is here. Not just cold turkey, but also with a slap in the face. I'm not sure if I'm missing context. Bree Young said, I think it would be a good opportunity to bring them back up, especially for Luke. Kristen said they might not get in the celeb box every time. Betsy A said, I hope he doesn't show up with his entourage. I wish I didn't read that out loud, Betsy A. Arisa said, Netflix, I trust you. Do your job. Oh, what's that sound? Was that me or somebody else? The Greenbird Brigade said, I don't think they have a commitment to Netflix, but they may to the series producers. Oh, interesting. Millennial Mini. Thank you, Heather B. Millennial Mini said they need to show up in a carriage. That would be epic. IDK said, imagine if Nick went with Andrew Garfield. LOL. Capture the jealous look from Luke. Ev says, I'm waiting to see Nicola again. I feel this day is internet will, I don't know, explode. Jennifer says, if they go together, I'm just going to get some popcorn, sit down, and see the world burn. Patty said, I do anything Rhonda. Thank you, Ronnie. I do anything Shonda Rhimes wanted me to do. She scares me. LOL. I think she knows how to make sure that people know what they need to get done. Arisi said, I'm so excited for Luke showing up. Oh, great. I need to really read these stuff before I start reading them out loud. Sometimes I don't. Okay, so I've got 12 minutes left with y'all's. Today's going fast, too. Like, I mean, I feel like there's always days that goes fast, but... Marie Constantine said, imagine if Nick showed up with a random guy called Ryan. And Luke is like, Ryan who? Oh. A vintage Kelsey said the poster of the recent picture of Luke is in London, so it would make sense. Carly said, I love we can change subjects rather swiftly. We're flexible that way. That's why when people are like, what did we talk about? I'm like, I don't know. Whatever people brought up. We pivot. Stephanie said Netflix could be more of a, it would be good if you guys did, not an official requirement. The Dragonfly MI said the thing that's weird is that Luke hasn't posted anything about the top 10 or 8. I find that odd. At the very least, he did like Nicholas' post. Ooh, Lucky Ducky Ooh said, yes, show up in a carriage. Ev said, I hope Luke back alone or with Nicola. Mayfair B said that would be the best PR move if they showed up together. Hey, as Sparkle said, plot twisted. Betsy A said, OMG, Nick plus Andrew, I would scream. Scrappy Doo 22, or if she went with Ryan Gosling. Ooh, Lucky Ducky Ooh said, imagine if Nick went with Ryan Gosling as friends, obviously. Ava said, if she went with Andrew, Luke would be fuming all day. Gianna said, Andrew Garfield's new movie looks so good. Mary said, Nick and Andrew would be amazing. Lukola fandom would explode. Internet would break. Kristen encourages us to keep streaming season 3, guys. I think people should stream it to just try to see if they can hear some of the things that we claim we can hear. I think people need to try different kinds of hearing mechanisms to try to see if they can hear it better. Yeah. Jane said, oh yeah, Nicola and Andrew, that would be cute. Scrappy Doo 22 said, if Luke and Nick went together, there goes the internet. Kristen says celebs will be there for the finals this weekend. TLR Vibes says, yes, I stream it all day. Millennial _Mini says, yes, I keep streaming. Brittany said, has Andrew gone yet? I haven't seen any pics, and he usually goes to Wimbledon. Ooh. So wouldn't it be cool if he did? Wouldn't it be cool if they did? What if the whole cast just went for their new movie together? Tam says, I stream it every day. Y'all are making it happen. Hi, Empress. Britt says, I've been falling asleep to season 3 every night, and I'll wake up to make sure it's still on. So, oh, wow, it still stays on? I always feel like Netflix says, are you still watching? And then I've always said yes. So I guess I don't know what it would do if I just slept through that question. Does it turn off? Or does it just pause there? Betsy A said, yes, we'll listen with my surround system. Hopefully the neighbors are out on vacation. Vintage Kelsey said, I cannot watch the carriage scene without music again. I would simply pass away. TLR Vibe says, my daughter came home today and said, are you watching that again? Yup, on repeat, LOL. You know what's so funny with a child asking that? I mean, obviously your daughter's probably much older, but when kids are young, they make you watch the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again. So it's nothing, like, it's not like they didn't, you know, like parents didn't have to endure that, like watching the same thing over and over and over again. Marie said, Luke wearing yellow and blue combo, that'd be crazy signaling. Oh, I wonder what people would be wearing. Millennial _Mini said, yeah, Netflix is rude like that, as if I'm really not watching. Jessica Lynn said, I do the same. Let's get them above season 1. How much do people need to do in order to get into season 1? Pen Anna Louise _Elliot says, Nicholas' character does not have direct interaction with Andrew Garfield. But the actors... No, just kidding. Heather B said, I just keep season 3 running over and over. I can fill in for anyone. Tam says, yeah, by the time I wake up, it brings up the message. Hit play and start working. Britt said, oh, it definitely goes off, but I'm insane. I'll wake up to turn it back on. May says, oh, congrats on passing 5K followers, babes. Thanks, May. Yeah, it's kind of exciting. Halfway towards the goal. Have done it organically. Thank you for those who may have spread the word. I don't know if people do that or not, but if you do, if you are my reference, thank you. Disme says, I run it on my iPad every night while I'm sleeping, and it stays on for the whole season. That's pretty sweet. Millennial _Mini said, I want season 3 to make it number 1. Let's dream big, everyone. TLR Vibe says, yes, congratulations. Thank you. Betsy A, excited for Phoebe. 5K is a big deal. Yeah, somebody actually, 5 minutes left before I have to head off, but somebody was like, wow, you have only, now technically I've been on TikTok, like, I don't know how long I've been on TikTok, but as a lurker, thank you, Heather B. Like a lurker, you know how it works. Like I did some videos here and there, but I didn't have an identity or a theme or anything. Thanks, Jess. I didn't have any of that. So I took this seriously. Well, I shouldn't say I took it seriously. I was just literally just wanting to find other people to talk about this with. And I started making my first video on June 5. So my friend was like, to get to 5K in a month, and what's today? 12. Thank you, Lizzie. Thank you, Britt. To get to 5K in a month and a few days. What's that? 9 days maybe? No. The 5th, 7 days. A month and 7 days. She's like, that's really good. Because I think I had maybe 1,000 followers. Thanks, Kimmy. That's a fun one. 1,000 something followers before June 5th. So that's been a lot. Kim says, congrats, Phoebe. Everybody, please subscribe to your YouTube channel under the same name. Yes, thank you, Kim. I'm close to getting to my goal of 500 there, too. My goal is actually 1,000 subscribers over there, but I think at 500, I can do something. Technically, like, I could create something about, like, subscribers and all that stuff, and like charging people for stuff, but I don't want to charge people for things because that feels weird to me. But then I'm like, how are you ever going to not work? No, just kidding, if you don't charge people things, but I just don't like to. Because I feel like that limits, unless it's, I guess, super, super like cheap, that everybody could afford it, kind of thing. But I wonder if they just have like a donation thing where they just let people donate, or do I have to set an amount, Can it be like one of those things where, how people like do those sliding scales where if people can't afford something, they just don't pay. And then there's folks that might be able to afford something and they choose to give. Is that an option? I don't know. Natalie B said, I don't make videos myself. I just like watching everyone else. Yeah, that for a really long time. Yeah. Pen Eloise _ Elliot. I got distracted, but yeah, me too, Natalie. That's what I did for a really long time for the most part. Like, that's why I used to see my FYP. Now I don't see my FYP. Pen Eloise _ Elliot said, YouTube can earn for 1K subscriber through ads. Yeah, but oh my word. That's another thing though. Like, ads. Ugh. Who likes to have ads? Plus, it's going to be, the videos are lives. So it's like, how awkward would it be? Like in the middle of a live, an ad just comes up. I don't know. TLR Vibes says, you've been working hard. Love your content and space. We all feel welcome here talking about Luke and Nicola. That's what I hope so. That's what I hope for. Betsy A said, Ronnie, that corgi was positively adorable. The corgi happened? Why was I not looking at the screen? I love the corgi. The corgi's so cute. The Dragonfly MI said you can earn through ads also. If you get what? Oh, it's back. Oh, thank you, Heather B. That's so cute. That was the best. Ronnie, you love the pups. I love that too. Jane said, I love watching everyday people who speak topics that I like. Yeah, me too. Thank you, ARE with the hearts in between. Oh, I like that. I scrolled, but here it is. It's back. IDK said, maybe they should sit Luke next to Tom Holland at Wimbledon. Give him some pointers. I love it. I love it. That was so nice of you to show me the corgi again, Heather, because I wasn't looking at the screen. Corgi butt, Karen says. I love corgi butts. They're so cute. Thank you, Disney. Um, all right, it's 8 o'clock. Oh, thank you, everyone. Again, it's been so much fun as always. Hopefully will see you tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to do an early one or a late one or one at all. I don't think I'll miss it. I usually try to sneak in something, even if it's like 30 minutes or something. Okay, bye everyone.